This is Akram Kilani from Kilani Jewellery, and we're right here at the patio. Remember the fucking face podcast?
Remember the fucking face.
You already know, Wagwan. We got one of the biggest and the most legendary person right here with us, Matty. I want you to let everybody know, who the fuck are you? How did you make it in this world? I want you to bring me back and let me know who is Matty. People want to know who is you.
I'm Matty Uniq, owner-operator of Honeycomb Hospitality, and we've been in the entertainment and nightlife business for about 20 years. And we own and operate some of Toronto's best restaurants, venues, nightclubs, and bars. And we do a bunch of festivals along the way.
This is amazing because if you're saying 20 years, that means my relationship with you started almost there, because I know I met you around 2006, 2007 when Cheval was ringing at the time. And Cheval was on King Street and Bathurst, basically.
Portland. Yeah, King of Portland.
Portland. And at the time you had, I think, was it Tuesday or Thursday, bottle service, Grey Goose, $120 or?
Sundays, Industry Sundays.
Industry Sundays?
And that's where we met.
Yeah.
But I started that night that night grew out of a fluke, kind of. The reason why we started that night was, and the bottles were like that, was because we had 6-7 venues at the time and our staff never worked on Sundays. So I used to bring them to my venue on Sundays at Cheval, and that night was built so all the staff members that worked hard all week in the kitchens, at the doors, on the floor, behind the scenes, that Sunday they can go out and meet and hang out with each other and have a place, a home to call home within the company. And we didn't want to charge them expensive prices at the time, because we know that people in the industry, they work hard, and we wanted to give back. So we started doing $100 bottles, and it grew into this anomaly.
Incredible. Because being around the nightlife industry, I've been out and about since 2001. Even when I was younger than my age, I had a full beard where it made people never ask me for my ID. I started shaving my beard at the age of 13. I had a full, thick, black beard. Everybody used to think I used to dye it, but I didn't. Now it's all salt and pepper.
Me too.
And the nightlife we had back then, it had so much love, so much respect. There was a lot of rules. There was dress codes. And like you just said, the industry was always given and providing to create an event somehow for the industry and for the people. And that's how I got to know you, because of the $100 bottle service.
Yep.
And it was our religious place to go to.
Church Sundays.
Church Sundays. I love it. Now, can you let us know what's the names of the clubs and the venues you actually own today, including hotels or whatever it is?
Today we own and operate venues may know, such as Escobar, Barrow, Myth, Dasha, Petty Cash, Century Room, Mr. Wolf, and we have a beautiful new private room and private dining room called the Chandelier Room that we just launched. So
it's amazing. I've seen you building that for like a year and something.
Yeah, just building it. Private events, private parties, private birthdays. People are looking for a different experience now, more private settings, to celebrate, and that's why we built that. Serves its purpose for VIPs and clients wanting to do something more intimate with their friends.
Matty, can I ask you something? 20 years in this industry, usually people get bored, get tired, they have feelings, they go into depression. Depends on the nightlife that they spend their time in, which could be drugs, could be the alcohol addiction. But having you still standing tall, managing best places, and still creating a name for you, for your family, what keeps you so strong? What makes you have you had any obstacles, ups and downs first?
Yeah, listen, it's it's an interesting business to be in. There's a lot of pros and cons, and a lot of temptations in many different ways.
Into many ways.
And it's important that you stay true to yourself and your beliefs and your values in this business as you grow through it. And you do have to remember that you own a liquor license, part of this business, and you have a responsibility to serve people responsibly. You have also a responsibility for your team members and your staff that you've hired. This is how they pay their bills. This is how they pay their rent, maybe provide for their families. So you have a responsibility to, show up every day, be the best version of yourself, stay committed, stay focused, not feed into all those temptations all the time. And the people who survive in this business are the ones who take it serious. And one question I get a lot of the time is like, oh, do you party, do you go out, do you this, do you that? And I'm like, I'm out all the time, but this is my life, this is my business. This is the same way a banker goes to work at 9 a.m. You come here at 7 a.m., grind all day. Just because my business starts, or you see me at my business at late night, doesn't mean that I'm out enjoying every moment that other people. We're there operating, and we're there providing good experiences for people. So, just having those in the back of your mind.
This is something unique, Matty. And remember, the fucking Face podcast is about laying the path for the young people that's watching us today, and giving them the idea of how we actually made it, and who the fuck we are, and why we are who we are today. And I remember one time I walked in out of the fluke to Escobar, and when I walked in, I went to another booth, and I looked to my left, and I see you in the booth, and you have your own bottles, and I ordered my own bottles, and I jumped into your booth, I hugged you, and then immediately once the drinking started, you took a shot with me, and then you said, I'll be back, and I knew this is it. Now it's time for you to be in your office. I'm glad to have you in my life. And when I'm saying this to show people what type of mental person you are. You take your business very serious, even when you know that you have the biggest people beside you. You're cheering with them. You have always a table that welcomes to the people that you know, and then you walk out. How can you actually have control over yourself? This is crazy. I'm telling you personal experience.
For that very reason, because if I didn't have control of myself when, a person like yourself showed up and I was out of control or whatever, that's not me showing you a VIP experience. That's not me being true to myself or my staff. I'm at work, and yes, I will have a shot with my close friends first, and my clients and my friends. If people come out to show respect and show love, and they want to do a shot 100%, I will respect that. I know how far that goes, and that means, will I do 5, 10 over and over and over? Definitely not. But I say thank you to everyone that shows up. I really appreciate, in my line of work, just like yours, we know that people go to work all day, work hard, and we give them other platforms to use as an expression of feeling free, feeling luxury, feeling their hard work is paying off. So when they come to my venue and spend money, I want to show that appreciation back. Just like when people come here for your jewelry, the level of service that you guys provide here is, white glove service without the white gloves, because it's a personal relationship you create with them, but also give them that luxury touch.
You involve the clients into your life, and you turn them into family. And I'm going to say something. First, I am thankful for your effort and hard work for the past 20 years, because you have entertained me for so many years, from Monday to Sunday. And that's not an easy thing to do. And the consistency that you have, a lot of people cherish to have or admire. Maybe you have people envy you. Maybe you have people have problems with you, because with club owners comes a lot of problems. Like I said, drugs, alcohol. What's the biggest problem you faced where you felt like, what am I doing here? Did you ever have that moment to yourself?
Yeah, I think in life, everybody has that one challenge, and times where people start to either not understand where they are in life or where they want to go in life. And they start to question themselves. Why am I here? What is my purpose? And
so
I think
you went through that?
I go through things like this every few years,
Mm-hmm.
And understanding my purpose in life and what my values are, as you get older start to change, and things happen, and your goals and where you see yourself in 5 years, and the life you want to create for you change. You start to question things, and I think that one thing that keeps you grounded and keeps you moving forward to the goals that you've set for yourself or want to achieve is your values, and your non-negotiables that keep you in your center. And if you continue to strive to those goals and keeping your center and not entering places of lack where you might be depressed or unhappy because you're following your path in a true way, you're going to end up where you want to be. And, you know, with my business and my company, we have goals we set in terms of visions and where we want to be next. And that's why we've continued to grow. And one thing that
Because
people
you have
don't-
a company and everything is
it's a company.
planned,
And
yeah.
I've been in the situation, you know, where I've had 6, 7 clubs at a time, and, you know, I was young, money was coming in fast, you know, that quick, fast lifestyle. And as I grew older, more into restaurants, I started to realize, like, holy fuck, restaurants are a lot harder than nightclubs.
I'll get there, but yeah, tell me your story.
And when we got to that point, I started to realize I had a Ferrari with no engine.
Oh my God.
And I had something so beautiful and all these things, but there's no real meat and potatoes running and driving the machine.
Wow.
And that's where I had to really dig in when I got to my 30s, you know, 30, 31, and I really had to build a foundation of a company, build my core values, what this company wants to mean to me, and eventually what it will grow into without me.
You're stunning. This is how I think about my legacy. Because when I tell people Kilani is not going anywhere, is going to be here forever. And whoever have a piece from me today will remember me for the rest of their life and maybe generations to come. And we are here to print an image, to leave such an impression on people. And there are people right now going to be watching us that they don't go out, but now they're gonna see your face. They're gonna remember every night that they went out to your club. I remember the way your organizations work, and I know you've made a lot of changes after the 30 with your training and exercising, and you took everything extremely serious. And I remember how you always had something to do with all your employees, like a private event just for your employees. Do you still do that?
Yeah, we have,
You know, COVID a bit changed, but I remember before COVID, you had like something crazy for all your employees when you owned Wildflower and everything.
So when we built out these core values, you know what I mean? We also built out really good company and programs within our company to grow, you know, the community, to spread our core values within the team, and really be part of the growth of this company. And it all stems within, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, we would do stuff like, you know, partnerships where an owner would come in, tap the shoulder of, you know, the dishwasher, and I'd go in there and give the dishwasher a $300 budget to go enjoy his day while I paid him on salary for that day. Well, I took his shift. And the reason for that is I wanted to know the pain points of every position of our team members. And, you know, and it might be a dishwasher, it might be the person doing prep, it might be a bartender, it might be a hostess. And when you actually go in day to day and feel like, oh, you know what? This person's washing dishes with not the hottest water. This is not good. Or the hostess at the front has, you know, the phone has been broken and she can't answer it properly. Whatever pain points you see, or the menu has, you know, tears in it and we have to print more different ones, you start to see what their day-to-day is like when they come to work, their level of happiness. And then you start to make adjustments, you make your notes of what I can do to make this person's job better. So every time they come in, the workplace better. Because the experience we can deliver, anyone can deliver, is only as good as how happy the employee is to come into work. If the team member comes in, you know, everyone has a hard day. But when we come in through the doors, my non-negotiable is that it's 50-50. I'm going to give you my 50%. I'll go 100% to meet you halfway. This everything I do, I'm going to pay you on time, give you the best place to work, be an amazing, you know,
all I need from you is loyalty.
And what I need for you to do is, as soon as you walk in these doors, you give me 100%. You know, you're going to show up, make sure that you give the best version of yourself, work hard, and when you leave, we both leave and we have both meet each other at 50%, right? So I want to make sure that workplace is a good place. So even if someone's having a bad day, as soon as they walk in, they feel like home. They left home to come home.
Do you know? This is called management. When me and my family were running our business at the flea market, we were basically managing ourselves only. We didn't have employees. The only employee we had at the time, it was our coworker, Noor. She's still here with us. Mm-hmm. You know her from that time. So we didn't have responsibilities to manage employees and how to think about it. Now, when we opened up here, I started to hire people. Now, I started to go through the experience of management. I started to read. I started to read about how a company turns from 3 to 2 people working there to 10 to 20. What's the obstacles? What's the bad reviews? I read the bad reviews on the boss, and I read the reviews from the boss himself. And I started to learn more by educating myself about management. And at the beginning, I was getting frustrated because I'm so about detail, and I want to make sure everything comes out 100%. And I try not to make mistake, because each mistake can make a lot of trouble, and it can reflect on everybody within the company. You could be an owner or not. Everybody will hold responsibilities. So I used to get mad, I used to get crazy when somebody does something wrong or don't listen correctly. And one day my dad looked at me and he's like, "You can never be a manager." I was like, "Why?" He's like, "Everything you're doing is amazing. The organization, how you put it, how you trained, how you got to hire, everything is all perfect. But when you come to fix issues or be able to treat or talk to your employees, you can't be a manager, because you're sitting on the bench watching the play right beside." Real management, like if you look at the basketball or hockey, the real management don't sit on the bench. They're up top watching the play from up top, so they can see how everything is moving, and that's how they manage. You are sitting on the bench. From that moment, I realized, this is fucking right. Why am I in the bench? I need to go back up top and watch the play and create a better environment where it can drive this business to legacy and leave an impression on people's faces, including the employees. And I shifted everything I thought about. I shifted my mentality. I opened my mind, and I brought everybody into my life, just like how you did. And here we are, Kilani Jewellery. So I know this was the best tip you've given right now, because the youth need to know to manage. To be a manager is not an easy job, because then you have to make sure your employee is good. Is he happy at home? You have to basically read everything that's happening. And that's a tough thing. But when it comes down to restaurants, a lot of people tell me, let's open a bar, let's open a restaurant. I tell them, listen guys, I cannot sit down and calculate how much dollars I can make a day. I'm a guy that makes a sale too and makes money. And in the restaurant business, there's a lot of responsibilities, plus your shelf expiry date that makes you lose money if it doesn't sell. How do you give the advice when it comes down to restaurants? Because a lot of people are going to look at you and say, I want to partner up with Matty. I want to open a restaurant. And many people came to you and told you that, right?
Yeah.
What do you say about restaurant business when you talked about toughness? Because that's crazy business.
Yeah, I think people don't understand, the restaurant business is a symphony. And the hardest part of that symphony is that so many factors play into putting on a good experience before the person even sits down to eat the food. And a lot of people are like, oh, it's got good food. Well, what are the steps that led you to even sit down in that seat? Well, you had to find me online. Was I accessible? Online marketing, Google ads. Is there parking close? You got in. What was the first experience with the hostess? Did they say hello? Did they know your name? Welcome back if they're your return customer. Did they put notes in your arrival notes for the server to know that last time you hear Kilani loves mojitos or espresso martinis? So when you sit down, they say, oh, would you like another espresso martini like last time? And you have that personal touch, right? And then they order the food. Then they order the food, and then the chefs go to work. So many factors need to happen perfectly in a restaurant experience, from the start of the experience, from finding you to coming to the welcome to sitting down to the food experience to the end of the experience where you get your billing. How many times have you been in a restaurant, you have an amazing experience and it's been a great meal, and then your bill took too long to come, and all of a sudden you got frustrated and you're like, oh, this pissed me off. So everybody did everything perfect, but the server just took too long to bring your bill because you wanted to leave quick for whatever reason, and now you're pissed on your way out.
That could make a whole change.
So we did everything right, 20 steps, until that last step, or the hostess didn't say goodbye, we'll see you again, whatever it may be, those small little touches, and everything went perfect. And one wrong thing happens can ruin your experience. Now multiply that by times, we do 500 people, 500 covers a night sometimes at Myth, 600 covers. Multiply that by 600 customer experiences happening at the same time, and all the staff members, that symphony that needs to happen to create that perfect experience is extremely difficult. But when it happens, it's beautiful, and you can feel it on those nights. And some customers understand it and they're forgiving, and some customers are ruthless. And now with the Twitter typers and the keyboard heroes,
the thumb. I call them the thumb heroes.
The thumb heroes are.
That's what I call them, because when they go with the thumb,
platforms,
it's crazy.
Of all these platforms that people have a voice to give feedback, and I'm 100% for feedback. I love data. Data is the best thing that we have in this industry. Feedback's amazing.
100%.
The one thing I hate about some of these, systems is that
we don't say hate. We say dislike.
One thing I would change.
Yes, I would change. Good.
Is that the customer has a voice, and they can write a star or review. But why isn't the restaurant able to review the customer?
Okay.
So, you know where I'm going with this, right?
Yes. Wait.
Because a lot of people think the customer's always right. I think that generation's gone. Because not every single person that comes in is a good person or a good human and treats staff, especially since COVID or during COVID. We really saw this coming out. There was rules during COVID that we had to follow, or we'd lose our licenses. If someone didn't wear a mask to the bathroom, we had to tell them, sorry, we're going to lose our license unless you do that. That made us bad people. Listen, I get it. I wasn't for it either, but we have to follow the rules. We might lose our license. This is how people eat. This is how I provide for my family. This is how people provide for their family. It doesn't mean that we're bad people because we're following the rules and you go write a bad review about us for whatever may reason. But people and customers are not always right. And as business owners, we should be able to review the customers back, because it's not fair that someone can go write 1 star, blah, 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 this happened. And that we can't say, you know what, this person
did this or did that.
Now, and I'm not saying that happens all the time, but we should be able to write back what the situation happened.
Look, reviews are the best thing to ever happen. Social media is amazing. Commenting is top priority for everybody, and we have to hear everybody's reviews. And when I see sometimes a review comes from a fake account that has no existence, knowing that these social medias control the society, needs to cleanse these fake accounts anyway.
Yep.
That's number one. And number two, when it came down to reviews, and I thought about it one day, we end up replying back to the people that actually put a review. And if they had a concern or something to say, we make sure we answer them back with an open heart, welcome them back. Please let us know what we can do to help you. Our phone numbers are right here. Contact us at your earliest convenience.
Yeah, we do the same. Anyone that leaves, I love, like I said, I love good feedback. You write a big review and tell me this was good, this was bad. Like, give me some feedback, right? This is how we grow our business. This is how we make things better.
Let me know how it started. Don't talk to me about the end all.
And we email them, so we write back, contact us, or send us your email so we can contact you. We do a guest recovery, it's called. We get them back in while they're experienced to make sure that they're happy with the experience they had, and that whatever mistake was done before that is fixable, and we got them back in. But like you said, the people who just leave a 1 star, no information, see you later, go fuck yourself. I mean, how is that constructive for anybody?
Because you built a great empire, definitely you're gonna have to have these fakers and Twitter tweets and thumb players. That's what I call them. Because a lot of times when people get mad, they don't know within that split 5 second they could type so much words that can actually hurt the human being cross, and maybe they don't mean it, but the thumb is running faster than their brain. And by the time they push send, it's already gone.
Yeah, it's okay. Like we do respond to everybody. We do try to get people back in. The people that we know that are not authentic in terms of giving a real review or real feedback for us, that's okay. not everything is for everybody. And one thing that I've been, preaching to my team is that a lot of restaurants and businesses, all they do sometimes is just go in the one bad review, they'll get mad at the manager, get mad at the chef, or try to recover that experience. Now, why am I going to go
after the employees?
Why am I going to go try to recover someone who just, that maybe, eating this type of food just wasn't for them? Oh, they don't like
That's a real
spicy
honest
food.
experience.
Why do we go reward bad behavior all the time or something that's not for somebody? And what I've done is I've actually pivoted, and people that leave good reviews, those are my clients. So I call them to come back and say thank you for a good review. Come back, have a free drink on us for the good review. Thank you for enjoying your time. We want you back. Come try this steak on us. And we're rewarding the customers who are enjoying the restaurants, and that restaurant specifically tailored or that for them. And not, everybody likes Greek food, not everyone likes Latin food, not everyone likes Asian food, not everyone likes Indian food. And you can't go to an Indian restaurant or a Chinese restaurant knowing that you don't like Indian food and say that this restaurant sucks.
You've been serving the industry for 20 damn years. You are the first club and restaurant owner to be sitting here. I've had a lot of athletes, celebrities, rappers, musicians, people that had a reflection in this world and made a name for Toronto. Now, definitely from my side and the Kilani team, and on behalf of my audience, I want to say we appreciate every experience you have given us. If it was sour, sweet, or bitter, I've enjoyed every moment of it because I've had a best experience. And every night I think about it, when I had bad days with you, I had good days with you, I still don't have a bad memory of how great I've spent my nights at your places, and your accommodation was always top when I first met you. I didn't even know who you are. You didn't know who I am. And I was always walking into Cheval, and I had priority like this. And that's how I built it. And I remember you taking me, and then when you opened the patio up top, and that was I actually need to go back and find these pictures.
You should.
I
That'd be
actually
amazing.
have to go.
I want to see what we look like.
Oh my God, my friend Arash
Or what we were wearing.
oh my, I with my hair, curly hair. Oh my God, I'm gonna find it because I have all my friends, so I have to call up and go back, because what my wife did, she went on my Facebook when we got married and deleted every album that had parties and girls, and that's how I lost my memory.
Yeah.
And until today, I keep telling her I wish you didn't. She's like, no, baby, I only deleted whatever there's girls in it. I was like, every picture had girls in it, Now, with your accommodations, you still own Laval?
No, I never owned
Oh,
Laval.
you never owned Laval?
No.
But you organized a party for us there once, or no?
No, we did Wildflower.
Wildflower,
stuff.
that's right.
Did your brother's birthday. We did a bunch of stuff.
Was Wildflower where we had the Kilani behind where my mom pictured
your mom, yeah.
And you had the picture booth and stuff like that? This was one of the greatest event to ever be put out for Kilani Jewellery. I still remember till now the amount of calls we received the next day asking us if we want to go on a private jet to Vegas and continue partying. I promise that was the talk from the reflection of all my friends. And from me being so drunk that day, I remember I took off my Rolex and I put it in somebody's wrist, and I totally forgot about it. And I woke up the next day and I knew the watch is gone. And I'm like so concerned. It was a day-date Rolex yellow gold at the time. And it was with my friend G's brother Malik from Montreal. And he actually, if he didn't call me, I would have never remembered who I gave the watch to.
But he called you.
He called me in the morning. He's like, Kilani, I want to tell you, you gave me a watch and I forgot it in my hand and I have 2 watches now. I was like, congratulations, bring it back now. Yeah.
Honorable man. It's a good friend.
No, do you know why? Because of who you are, what you put out, you always get back. And that's the reason for this podcast. Now, I want to ask you, now we have all the greatness, we have all the goodness. What's the craziest thing to ever happen on one of your events where it was so crazy that you're like, what the fuck? I was never expecting that. And you know, with nightlife, like I keep saying it, when alcohol, drugs gets involved, a lot of people could lose their mind in a fast split second. When you need to find a way to control yourself at this moment and enjoy yourself instead of being, like I tell people, I love Hennessy. I always love drinking Henny. I'm a dark liquor guy. And people are like, oh, when I drink Hennessy, it makes me a devil. When I drink Hennessy, I'm the happiest man on earth. And do you know why? Is when you have hate or you have depression or you have stress or you have financial stress and you go to drink, maybe that triggers your feeling toward people that are having fun. And that's how you turn the table and you can make it a mess because of how you feel. Remember how we talked about the employees? You want to make sure, how is his life at home? Is he happy? Is he not? And that what plays the biggest part when working with people. What's the craziest thing to, like there's 20 years and I know there's multiple. There's gotta be one fucking crazy one. There's gotta be. I don't care if it had a gun.
Listen, I think one thing that you said that's very, very true is that when you're in this business, everyone thinks when they go out, people are there to celebrate. And most people are,
Yeah.
Maybe they got a promotion at work, maybe it's a birthday, it's an anniversary, and people, go out and they drink and they have a good time. Maybe it's a good DJ they want to see. But also a lot of people go out to clubs and restaurants and whatever when they're depressed, They either broke up with their girlfriend, they're single again, and now, whatever.
This is something for our audience. It's very important.
Yeah.
I love what you just started. Yes.
They go out and they broke up with their girlfriend and they think they're going to go party, but a couple of drinks and you start to get depressed because they miss her, whatever it may be.
And they can't get a girl.
Maybe they lost their job and they need to have a drink. So on my end, I've met a lot of people on a day-to-day basis at nighttime, and I take that energy in and I understand how to store it and where to put it. That are there, tell me their highest moments of their lives or their lowest moments of their lives.
You hear it. I know you hear it all.
And I think no matter what, you always got to be there to support people in any which way. A lot of people know me, I'm a very, very honest, good, hardworking person. And I've always been true to everybody that's ever met, And I know, if people are not been true to me, I know where to keep them and how far to distance myself. But I'm always an ear for people. And I think, on some of the craziest moments that we had in a positive way, we've had, I've brought Jamie Foxx out and Michael B. Jordan, and it was a house night, and they were like, I was like, listen, sorry guys, the house night, can't change the music, but it's no hip hop tonight. If you want to stay, great. If you don't like it, see you later. And they're like, what? You don't think we like house? He's like, give me the fucking microphone. And then Jamie Foxx got on the microphone and started singing and dancing, and entertained the whole song and the whole crowd, and then started DJing with DJ Wicked and had an amazing time.
DJ Wicked does house?
He was playing house at the moment, yeah. And,
I'm going to kick your ass, DJ Wicked. You're coming next week anyway for the podcast.
And we had an amazing night at Wildflower. It was crazy. And then, some of the lower points where you've seen crazy stuff is you start to see people's true colors come out, and who's a good human, who's not a good human when they start drinking, how they act. And those are the people that, that you don't want in your businesses. And, we know how to, make sure that those types of people don't get in our venues anymore. But in this industry, you see a lot. And, and I don't like to be a person that talks about negative things or negative people.
But I need to hear a craziest story. I need it. There's 20 years. There had to be a gun, a stab, a girl slapped another girl. A guy got beat up because he's trying to hit on the bartender, grab her hand while she's working. There had to be something. Like, I've seen one time a girl beat the shit out of that guy, and I love something. That guy didn't make a move, didn't split his mouth and opened it and say anything to this woman. And I actually gained respect for him, not because he got hit, because he kept it simple, quiet, took what the girl had to do because she was depressed. He is not. She attacked him the wrong way. Well, we don't know the real story, but he held himself, didn't touch the woman, They didn't react, and that's when you gain respect for people like this. That's not a crazy story for me. Why? Because the guy didn't do nothing. And I have respect for him, but I want to know a crazy story.
You see a lot of crazy stuff, but you know, we're here to talk about the positives of life, and you know, things happen.
Do you know
in
why?
this city, in business, and it happens. Lots of stuff happens. But
I'm gonna tell you something.
For me, I like to promote this city as an amazing place. Hear me out.
Yeah, no, it's the best city. I know.
We and a lot of maybe viewers. I'm not too sure how, you know, old the audience is here, but we came from a generation and time when this city was growing.
Yes, the beginning of
and
Toronto.
There was a lot of tastemakers and people behind the scenes that have helped grow this city to be not a Canadian, you know, mega city, but an internationally known, one of the best places to visit and
True.
come to eat.
Yes.
To to drink, to party, to sightsee, to see festivals, cultural events, and we've grown this through, you know, people like yourself,
like you,
hospitality, music,
100%.
businesses, and there's a few tastemakers, you know, quite a few tastemakers in the city, and we all know who you are. That's been there since day one for the past 20 years.
Big up to Charles, though.
Everybody, lots of great.
Yeah,
human
there's a lot of
beings,
names I want to drop, but this guy is an
lots
inspiration.
of big people that grew this city together. And I think one good thing about Toronto is a lot of people stuck together through that growth. Yes, there's competition and friendly competition.
Yes.
But I think at the end of the day, we all recognize that we've all pushed ourselves forward to put this city on the map. And, you know, obviously there's been bumps in the road along the way. And, you know, but we've got, I think, the city into an amazing spot where people know us internationally. Now it's just about people locally respecting it. You know, because a lot of people put a lot of hard work to put on these experiences.
Yes.
And a lot of people are not respecting that.
You know, to the young people, and this is why this place, and I know the audience here, I'm telling you, is very nice, very young, and they look up to us. And the reason for this is to give them the path on how to be able to establish or work toward goals and achievement of what we did or what we built or what type of stories we can tell them, just to give them an idea how to be. But why I said that? First of all, Toronto, yes, was young. Not a lot of people know it. I remember when I used to travel and I say I'm from Toronto, they used to say, what is Toronto? How was Toronto? 25 years or so. Now when you go anywhere around the world and you say Toronto, oh my God, Toronto is the best city. I've been there. My friends been there. Drake, Weekend, da-da-da-da. And Toronto and the nightlife of Toronto, to go back in history, we started the pictures taking in the clubs.
There was no social media.
There was no social media, but the clubs like
Club photos.
Meet Me into Yo.
Club photos were massive.
Okay, and Toronto. Look, I'm getting goosebumps, guys. This is real story. Toronto started to bring in camera guys, and the club owners were bringing these camera guys. And they were walking in there and making sure, taking pictures of everybody and telling them which side to go on to collect their pictures. And we used to hunt to go to these clubs so we can get a picture, so we can get it off that side and try to upload it to MySpace, Facebook, yeah?
Yep.
So Toronto had a lot of originality and
tons.
did build big. And now we are here, respectfully to all the young people, we have put a platform that can help you easily to become somebody in this world. But why I said in the nightlife there's got to be a crazy moment is because I want to give the audience not an advice, a chance to understand how to act at a drunken drug moment or a drunken moment or lost moment. And my best advice or my best say from a business owner, and knowing a business owner like you that have provided for me great nights and amazing moments that I can never be forgetting, and the memories is untouchable, you know. But I have learned through it. When I was young, I used to get mad and aggressive if somebody talk shit to me or say something that I don't like. And I got into one situation where my sister got me into that situation. That's how I have the little scars in my eyes. She acted beyond, and I end up getting into trouble. And that's the day I looked at everybody from my family as like, when you see me out, never react, never act tough, never think I'm gonna do beyond for your stupid action. And why is that? Because whatever reflection you leave, even when you're drunk, it will stick in people's mind forever about you.
It's your name. Your name. If you wanted to, your name.
Do you
is
understand
everything.
why I said about the bad thing?
You only live and die by your name. And when it comes to business and relationships, if you don't think everyone talks about, who you are or asks around about you before they do business,
Yeah.
and what type of person you are and what type of integrity you have and what kind of name you have, just remember all those stupid decisions you make, business-wise, acting stupid, people talk, and that's how real businessmen that make real money make a decision if they're going to do business with you in life.
Incredible moments, incredible time with Matty. I appreciate everything you've said here. You're definitely one of the unique legends out of Toronto that made the light show continue in our city till today. And don't forget to download the song Light Show. All right? And remember the fucking face. And I
got that one.
I know, now you have the Light Show. I want you to play
released?
it everywhere. Yes.
Okay.
So Light Show everywhere. And because of who you are, we are thankful today to have someone like you providing to the city, providing to the young people that's about to go out and experience their lifetime and have their first experience by being 19 years old and having their first shot, having their first party, having their first best meal at the best restaurants. This is my guy, Matty. I know you for so many years. I appreciated everything you've done for me and my family and toward my company. And I'm definitely going to be supportive to you and your family and your company. And actually, I owe you this for the rest of my life too.
Thanks, bro. I love it. You and your family are the most authentic, genuine people.
I love you. I met
So
your
many
dad.
years,
I met
that.
your sis. Did I meet your mom?
Not sure. You met my dad for sure.
I met your dad. Yeah. He's the sickest man,
He's a wild
this guy. He's a wild guy, and he looks young. Testosterons are working very fine, and when you see this man sitting on this table, you see all the hot ladies all around him, and I know that. I respect that about him. It's because of who he is, his personality that made you. What's your last words to the audience?
Actually, my last words are I have a question for you.
Ask me.
Because I know your followers are going to watch this, but maybe some of mine. What is your one piece of advice in business that you'd give my followers?
Your followers, which it is, you're talking about the fans or the workers?
Fans. People who come into my restaurants, venues. What's your type of business advice to be successful? What do you want to say?
Look, this gave me goosebumps. I made my name in the nightlife. I made the name Kilani Jewellery get recognized in Toronto through me being at every club, every venue, and Toronto was wild Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I used to go out, and every night I said, tomorrow I'm not gonna go out, and I end up going back out, and it was all to keep my name printed in people's brain. And what made me learn in the nightlife, the drinking moment, you might find bad guys or good guys, but I'm telling you, I have made tons of money. I have met great people like you, and I continue to do the same. And the best advice I give to all the fans out there, believe me guys, to build a name for yourself, don't act tough, don't go crazy, control yourself, and build a legacy where it can remind people of how you did it at night. Because if you're so professional in the daytime, you should continue that through your nighttime.
Build a brand through integrity.
That's how it works. And that's what
I
I
did. If
did.
you think about it, it's very simple.
It's so easy.
Be a good person, put out good energy, good things come back to you. And how true is that actually? Because I know people say it when we're younger, like good vibes attract good vibes and all the bullshit quotes, whatever. But it's actually fucking true.
And you know what? It's the energy too.
Yeah, the minute you start putting bad energy out in the world,
everything disappears.
Everything disappears.
Just before we started, you seen one of my guys' mother calling me just to check on me.
Yeah.
And she's so amazing. That's his mom. And the way this makes me feel great. And I met her son through nightlife.
Yep. And listen, we're all made out of nothing, man. This is just atoms and energy. So the energy you put out into the world, you're going to receive, bad or good. Because bad attracts bad, abundance attracts abundance.
Keep your goodness in this world. Remember, Toronto is the greatest city in the world. And don't forget that we live in a society that's multicultural, diverse, and very intelligent and talented. Like I always tell everybody, no one will sit on this chair unless they are extremely talented. I'm here for you. Try to give you the best way on how to live your life or make your choices. My friend Matty,
Thank
I
you so
appreciate
much
it.
for having me, man.
Remember the fucking face.
Remember the fucking face.